Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the diva himself, Gary Cully. Now, really are a diva because you actually wanted to wait for Coogan to interview you rather than me. Now, that hurts me because I've interviewed you like 15 times, Coogan's interviewed you twice. It seems like I've built up your profile, I've made you who you are, I've made you the star, but you wanted Coogan. Just explain that to the guys watching, the viewers.
Can I just take a second to...
digest all that.
No, just to give credit to Andrew McCART for where I am at in my career right now, because I would say a good 99% of where I'm at to Andrew McCART. So I just want to say a quick thank you to you for that, yeah?
Gary, that actually made me feel good, so yeah, I'll accept that. Yeah, well, you're here in Belfast, you're here for a great show on the Fair, Mick Collin versus TJ Doheny. I want to talk about that fight right off the bat because you've been in this sort of all-Irish clash, this Belfast fighter against the Irish fighter and all this sort of stuff. You've been involved in all that sort of stuff. You've had it with Fitzpatrick, I believe, for the BUI title. Yeah. You saw the atmosphere in that Ulster Hall, what that was like we're used to. Can you imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like with TJ and Mick?
It's going to be electric tonight. All Irish clashes are, I suppose, big domestic clashes, whether it's England versus England or Ireland versus Ireland. They're my favourite type of fights to watch. So yeah, Ireland get behind their own, but when it's two Irish fighters fighting each other, the atmosphere up here tonight is going to be electric. I'm looking forward to seeing fans back as well. First show I've been back at with fans as well in over a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm looking forward to a noisy Falls Park tonight.
In terms of the atmosphere is going to be electric, but the actual fight itself, the two of them in the ring together, what kind of fight are you expecting?
Yeah, man, I never really actually thought about it much until it hit fight week and I started getting excited about the fight and watching a bit of both of the lads, and I think it can be a lot closer than what people think it is. I'm sure a lot of people just think it's another step up and another routine win for Mick, but I think TJ's really up for this fight and I think it can be very close.
In terms of like the show itself and stuff like that, it's actually raining just now, but that won't deter the Irish fans when they've got a drink in them and they're watching a boxing show, because like you said, they've been starved of this for over a year and a half now. So this sort of weather, we're hoping it dries up, but this weather won't deter those fans, will it?
Do you know what, I think people will actually enjoy this weather even more. You just have to embrace it, and like down south we're still not even able to go to bars and stuff, so up here is open, and I think a good lot of the tickets were sold down south. So people are just coming up here today on a piss up 10 o'clock here for 12 on the piss, and they're not going to care about the weather come 5 o'clock in Falls Park. I can tell you that much.
Trust me, I know. I won't even. To be honest, I'll be under the canopy anyway, so I don't care. You got two. Yeah, exactly. We'll get the TVs in the change rooms. Me and you'll just stay back. Two of your gym mates are fighting on. Is it Tyrone McKenna and Sean McComb? They're up against two tough, an Argentinian, two of these South American fighters. Now, we know what these South American, especially Mexicans, are doing when they come over here. They're upsetting the apple cart. And Jamie Conlon alluded that at the press conference and stuff. But you've been in the gym with Tyrone and Sean. You've seen the hard work that you guys put in the gym. You've seen the hard work that they've put in the gym. What kind of performance are you expecting from these two?
Big performance from Sean, obviously coming back off a loss, so he's under pressure to probably put in a big performance, but I expect that from him. He's been on fire in the gym, looking really good. He's improving under Pete and he's settling into our gym nice, so I see a big performance coming from him, and also Tyrone. Tyrone's been starving for a fight since his last fight got called off due to COVID in Dubai. He was over there weighed in. He's been in camp since maybe January or so for this fight, so I know it's a kind of an unknown Mexican coming over and people get a bit iffy about that, but I'm expecting a big performance from Tyrone as well. I know he's saying he's going to go to war and it's going to be a war, but Tyrone's a lot more than that. I've seen in the gym the boxing skills he has, the footwork he has, and if he uses that to his advantage tonight, it can be a very easy win for him, I think.
Let's jump to you then. Let's just change the narrative right quick to Gary Cully. Now, Gary, like I said to you, I've made you who you are, right? I've been like, you're probably you're 10, you're 12 and 0 now.
You don't even know.
No, I don't even know. I've been to that many fights, mate. I've lost count. That's why.
13. I've been in the ring probably enough to last maybe 3 fights, maybe 3 full fights, but it's been 13 fights.
Well, the last 3 especially, the last 3 out of 4, you've managed to get the stoppage in quite a succession. You seem to be punching harder. You're enjoying your boxing now. You had that Woodruff fight on lockdown and stuff like that, a wee bit heavier and stuff like that. Your first knockdown, but after that, you've sort of like you've it's like you've went away. You've saw that, and that's not happening again. This time, I'm gonna show everybody what I'm made of. was that Woodruff fight, was that a, like, not a wake-up call, but something that made you sit up and go, right, I need to actually be in my game 100% of the time, all the time?
Yeah, 100%, but a lot of people, there was a lot going on behind the scenes for the lead up to that Woodruff fight. The last 2 weeks beforehand weren't ideal for me, personal problems, so it was one of them fights where I just had to knuckle down and bite down on the gum shield and say, look, it's a job I have to get done, and just win on, no matter what it takes, just go in and win the fight. And that's what I did. I didn't care how I done it, just once I got out of there with the victory, and I did. So I feel like I'm settling into the pro game now. I'm starting, like you said, starting to enjoy it. I'm starting to mature a little bit more into lightweight. I'm starting to punch a little bit harder, and I'm becoming a problem for the top lightweight. So that's was my plan, and that's what we're starting to see.
Are you done with the domestic level here in Ireland and in the UK? I mean, I know you're the WBO European title. You seem to be walking through, like Kochikov first round, Simeon, who's a veteran of the sport. He's been in with some of the big names as well. You stopped him as well. So where do you go from here? I know your manager's in the hotel and stuff like that, but where do you go from here? I mean, are you itching for these big fights, these well, let's just say gatekeepers of that world level? Are you ready for them type of fighters?
Yeah, I definitely need a couple of gatekeepers. I'm not going to say I feel like I've the skill set and the talent now to jump right in and challenge for world titles. But these guys who are holding world titles are like 25, 26 and now. They're very experienced. So I probably need a couple of fights to gain a little bit more experience. But like you said, a couple of gatekeepers. But I want to be involved in big fights. Like you said, I'm done with domestic scene. I proved I'm ahead of that level. I don't want to be fighting in small halls or in all Irish fights. I have bigger aspirations than that, and that's all well and good for what it was when it was back then. It was building my career, it was a stepping stone, it was the Irish title, but I've always had bigger aspirations than winning the Irish title. That was just a stepping stone for me, and I want to fill out packed arenas. I want to get to America. I've been America on the brain since I've been a very young age, so that's where I want to be, and that's where I see myself ending up.
America, I mean, that's where all the lightweights are. We're talking about the Ryan Garcias, we're talking about the Teofimo Lopez as well. He might move up. Who knows where he's going to go? Gervonta Davis he goes up, he goes down. He's been super featherweight, lightweight, light welterweight. He's there. Then you've got Devin Haney. He's there. I mean, right now that's sort of like Jorge Linares. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's some top names in that division.
Yeah, Jojo Diaz is there, Rolly Romero is there. There's a couple of big names coming through the ranks. Myself, obviously, when I get over there. So there's massive fights to be made over there, do you know what I mean? And I feel like America's missing that new. They get behind Irish over there too, and I know it's a different sport, but with McGregor kind of retiring or not now, I don't know really what he's doing now, and Frampton retiring, and I feel like where America is missing that kind of that Irish spark that they kind of always have had, and they always get behind. So I feel like I'm the next one to fill that spot.
When you look at that division, these levels, and that, do you have to be more vocal in your? I'm not saying like call these guys out in this interview, but we've seen people being vocal and getting the fights that they want because they're calling these guys out. I mean, even Kambosos and stuff like that, he's starting to be vocal. He's winning, beating like Lee Selby's and stuff like that, getting him in mind. Do you need to be more vocal in terms of wanting these fights and calling for these fights, or do you just leave that up for your team?
Yeah, maybe so, but I'm in the best hands. I'm in a really good position. Look, Andy, I'd fight any of them. Do you know what I mean? I'd fight Lopez in the morning, but it's at the right time. It's like I said, experience. But if you give me an offer to fight any of them guys, I'll take it in the morning. Do you know what I mean? I'm always ready to fight. I'm always ready to go. So maybe I do need to get a little bit more vocal. But look, when I start climbing these rankings and the wins keep adding up, they can't deter me for too much longer. Do you know what I mean?
In terms of like that WBO European title, you hoping to defend that, and when do you think you will defend that? You hoping to be out before the end of the year? Yeah,
definitely before the end of the year, maybe October time. Like I said about the Irish title, I hold the Irish title now. I hold this title as well, but it's just a stepping stone for me as well. I don't want to. The pinnacle of my career is not going to be WBO European champion. It's just a stepping stone to get into the rankings. I'll defend it once, maybe twice, and I'd like to fight somebody above me in the rankings and keep proving myself.
Who?
Anybody. I'm ranked number 12, so somebody in the top 10, and just keep proving myself. I don't want to start going backwards. I want to keep moving it forward, keep taking these steps, keep taking the big fights, and proving myself and proving I deserve to be there. And like I said, them big names then can't turn me down for too much longer. Then
talking about big names, Josh Taylor sized you up yesterday, and he was quite taken aback at that. you were a lightweight. He was like, fuck off. But, you know what I mean? Your size, but I've mentioned your size and stuff like that quite a lot in these interviews and stuff like that. Do you get that a lot, though, when fighters, you meet fighters and you meet people and you say that you're a lightweight? Do they always take a step back and be like, what the heck? Do you know what I mean? Do you get that a lot?
Yeah, all the time, you know, because when I was amateur, I fought at 60 kilos, which is like back then, but my frame was a lot smaller back then. I was still a boy, you know what I mean? I was 17, 18 fighting at 60 kilos, but since I've matured into the weight and became a professional, working on strength and conditioning, and my physique has changed a lot more. I'm growing into the weight, and I'm a big, strong lightweight now. I'm not just 6'2", and he's lean and he's tall and skinny. I feel like I'm a big, strong lightweight now. So people kind of look and say, right, he's tall, but he's not so skinny either. He's not so lean. So yeah, I'm filling into the weight, and like you said, Josh is a big 140, and he was taking it back. So yeah, definitely, I definitely get a lot of questionable people about the weight, but yeah, I'll make it quite handy.
Josh actually said that he was thinking about moving down to 135. Would you welcome Josh into the division?
Josh is an animal. Look, Josh is. I'm a big fan of Josh. I watch all his fights. I'd love to get some sparring with him for the Catterall fight. We were just chatting about that as well. So,
well, he needs a southpaw, obviously.
Exactly. So I can learn lots from Josh, and hopefully we can get a couple of rounds in. And look where he's at. He's undisputed at the weight above me. So I'd be silly not to try and learn from him and pick his brain and see how he's got to there. So yeah, hopefully we can get some rounds in. And he's a southpaw too, so I can pick his brain and learn from him as well.
Well, I'm in training camp myself, so maybe me and Josh. First
day yesterday.
First day yesterday. When you can let honestly, I must admit, I done alright the first 3 rounds, but then when I got to like 4 and 5 and 6, I was like, oh, my legs are starting to burn in this ring. But yeah, I did alright. I'm not fit, but I did alright, I think, did I?
Yeah, so we brought Andy to the gym. Let's just let everybody know what happened. We brought Andy to the gym, and he was expecting like a 2 rounds or something you wanted to do, and yeah, we did 8, maybe 9 rounds of pads, didn't we? And we were switching between Niall and Pete, and yeah, it was good work. I'm looking forward to seeing your fight now. You're getting me excited because you've got a bit about you.
Yeah, well, Alex Arthur's got a bit about him, so maybe I've bit off more than I can chew. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Alex is going to be here later on this afternoon, so maybe you can scare him off a little bit. That if he knocks me out, then you're going to go after him. I don't know, but listen, Gary, I'm actually thinking about. I probably will come to Dublin to get some just the 3 days or something. I might bring the missus over as well, just to learn a little bit, because I think I've missed that life, that fighter's life and stuff like that. So maybe I want to jump back into it. Who knows? But for yourself, man, you're hoping to get back out in October, November. Big show tonight, McCollin and TJ Dehaney. Final word on that fight, and I know you're an Irishman. You probably can't pick between the two of them, but if you can't, just break down the fight for me. And what do you expect?
I'm an Irishman. We're stable mates. I'm not picking a side. I'm sitting on the fence, and not because the two lads I know both lads. It's because I genuinely can't pick a winner. I think it's a really, really close fight. Yeah, if
the fans are the winner.
Definitely the Irish fans, and look, it's the first fight back. The atmosphere is going to be electric. The fans win this one, but yeah, if we see a TJ of 2-3 years ago when he went to China, was it China he went to?
Japan.
Japan, yeah. and won the world title from there. If we see that TJ, it's going to be a very, very interesting fight. Yeah, exactly. So people are maybe writing him off because he had the Bulata fight where he thought it was a keep busy fight. I think he was on a bit of a holiday. I'm not sure, but TJ is above that level that he fought against Bulata, and we seen the problems that Bulata showed to Conlan as well, and obviously beat Davy Oliver. So he's no mug either. So yeah, I think if TJ can reel back the years and he can show up as he did in Japan that night, it can be a very interesting and very close fight.
Definitely. I said that as well. I'm looking forward to this fight. Like, 2 Mexicans going at it, you expect a war, and 2 Irish men go at it, you expect a war. Definitely. Well, Gary, I won't keep you much longer. So again, thank you so much for doing this for IFL TV, and remember me when you become world champion.
Yes, thank you for your time as always, Andy. And we just have to cut this one short because I can't give all the content. I have an interview later with Coogan, so
fuck Coogan. Nah, I'm joking. I'm sorry, mate. Gary, I do appreciate your time, man. You know I'm a fan of yours, and listen, come October time, you know I'll be at your fight to watch you. So until then, goodbye.
Legend, pal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Andy.
Boom.
Thank you, man.